Hey guys, what's good? Derek here from Bomb Socks with a new day of Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ and we do it one bite at a time. Today I want to give you, before we get into the deliverer, like we talked yesterday about how Israel needs a deliverer from this crazy world that we live in. Before we get into that, I want to give you what I would call one of the greatest honorable mentions in the Old Testament. Little known Bible heroes here. These two ladies, let me show you this picture right here. So these two ladies are Hebrew midwives, and their names, if you go to Exodus chapter 1, verse 15, it says, King of Egypt spake unto the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. Now, for you Hebrew speakers out there, one of the cool definitions is Shiphrah means fair, and Puah means splendid. Two very cool names. I don't know if those are going to make their way back into our culture. Shiphrah and Puah, have fun with that one. But these are great Hebrew midwives. It says, he said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, see them upon the stools. If it be a son, then ye shall kill him. If it's a daughter, then she shall live. Okay, so you can see why Pharaoh is like, look, they're growing. We got to get rid of these children of Israel. Verse 17, but the midwives feared God. We'll talk more about that in a second. And did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. I love that phrase. But the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, why have ye done this thing and have saved the men children alive? And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and are delivered ere the midwives come unto them. To help explain that, I actually went to the NIV, and this is what the NIV said. The midwives answered Pharaoh, Hebrew women are not like Egyptian women. They are vigorous and give birth before the midwives arrive. Like, they don't even need us. And so verse 20, therefore God dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty. And it came to pass, because the midwives feared God, it's that reverence, God is what it said, that he made them houses, or the footnote says households, or gave them a posterity. And so what's cool about these two fair and splendid women, Shiphrah and Puah, is they were willing to literally stand as a witness of God in all times and in all things and in all places. And they stood for what they believed in. They exhibited faith. They exhibited courage in the face of tremendous opposition. And they stood up for what they believed in. And I love that. These two are fantastic. Now, one of the cool things here in the Come Follow Me, it gives a suggestion of a way that you can study this about these two and other faithful women. So it says, several women played critical roles in God's plan to raise up a deliverer for the Israelites. As a family, you could read about the midwife Shiphrah and Puah, which we just did, Moses' mother Jochebed and his sister Miriam, Pharaoh's daughter, and Moses' wife Zipporah. How did these women further God's plan? How do their experiences remind us of Jesus Christ's mission? You could also gather pictures of female relatives and ancestors and share stories about them. How have we been blessed by righteous women? President Russell M. Nelson's message, a plea to my sisters, could add to your discussion. Another cool quote that I found was from D. Todd Christofferson. He gave a talk back in 2013. It's called The Moral Force of Women. Look at this quote. Women bring with them into the world a certain virtue, a divine gift that makes them adept at instilling such qualities as, and we talked about this, faith, courage, empathy, and refinement in relationships and in cultures. And so I love how, as we're studying through here, you see the goodness and the faithfulness of women. I love that the Old Testament allows us to see that. So these two right here, Shiphrah and Puah, I believe these two literally saved the day. As Israel needed a deliverer, they recognized the fact that they needed to be some of the ones who helped save and gather Israel through that process. So I love these two, and they're fantastic examples for us to look to. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for sharing these messages. We love that. Go check out our amazingly comfortable gospel-themed socks at bombsocks.com. And you guys have a great day. Godspeed. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.